Hiya guys. So this video, I'm going to have to do a voiceover because I videoed this, well I filmed this last week when I had lost my voice, and I was just sharing with you some of the practices I was doing with some watercolour paints. I wasn't happy with any of them, to be honest with you. I wanted to create an abstract painting, and I was just playing around to see what the results would look like. Trying different colours together, different kinds of patterns. And to be fair, I didn't love none of them. So I thought, do I just get rid of these, put them in the bin, or can I use them for something else? And then I thought, well, I could turn them into a bit of a background for my collage. Maybe use them so you can just see a bit of the background. So I thought, we'll give it a try. See what magazine pictures I can find and see what colours from the picture will go with the colours in the painting. So I thought this picture, it's a bit of a, what is it? It's like a scene from like a different country or something. And I thought the colours in the picture went quite nicely with that background. So I'm going to cut the painting down a bit so we just see the very edges once it's cut out. Sometimes just a bit of the outside looks quite nice. Well, I think it does. That paper was quite thick to cut as well. I was struggling to cut the paper because it kept flicking back. So I think it looks quite nice like that. The colours in the picture go quite nice with the background colours. So I'm just going to stick that one down now. That was quite easy, wasn't it? I need to go through all my little pictures and my scraps, put them in some kind of order. I did do some yesterday. I put like an envelope with all my floral pictures in. Is anyone really tidy with all the scraps and all the crafting things? Mine are everywhere, absolutely everywhere. So that's the first one. Moving on, which one are we going to do next? I did pull out some magazine pictures that I thought the colours would go well with the paintings. Now this, I think, was my worst one that I didn't like. Didn't like the colours in it. Didn't really know what to do with this one. I wasn't impressed with this one at all. I just think the colours weren't for me. But you've got to try these things, see which things work and which things don't. But I had in my head, I've always been to different shops like Taskers, B&Q, all the rest of these home shops. And when you see an abstract art picture on the wall, you think, oh, that's dead easy, that I could do that. Well, let me tell you, it's not as easy as you think, is it? You don't realise how much effort goes into blending the background and getting the different markings on the page. Especially when you've not got any kind of art background. So here's the second one. Like I said, I don't love this one, but we're trying it. We're going to go with it, because I don't think there was much I could do with that colour of painting. There probably was, but I didn't want to faff forever. I'm a bit of a faffer. You can waste lots of time out of your life faffing. Sometimes you just got to let it go. I was going to start singing to you then, but I won't. That could be torture. Okay, what have we got now? Which picture am I going to pull out now? Oh yeah, this one. That didn't go to plan either, to be fair. Wasn't the look I was going for. I mean, don't mind the colours together. But no, it wasn't what I wanted. Now I'm faffing, trying to see which colours will go with this green, blue and creamy colour. I do kind of like them colours together though. That would be a good mix if I could get my picture right. No, I've moved on. I mustn't have found anything I liked. I didn't mind this one, this picture, this painting, how it turned out. And I think you only learn by practicing. So there's a lot to be said for making a mistake. It teaches you something. Trying to figure out what I'm going to put with it here, and that doesn't go whatsoever. I'm going to go back to the original flowers. If in doubt, add a floral. It works, you know. Look at me faffing around. I must go through a load of these glue sticks. My granddaughter always goes, "Can I borrow your Pritt stick, Nana?" I said, "No, you can have your cheap glue." I won't lend him my Pritt stick. You can have the cheap ones from Home Bargain. I use a lot of them. So there, we've decided on the florals on this pink background. And I think I cut this one down a bit smaller than the rest. Different size journal cards. So you can add this to a journal and maybe put it inside a little pocket and then just pull it out and write on the back. If you can hear any noise in the background, it's my boys. They've just come in. They've been out on the bikes. There we go. I quite like that one. But anything with florals on and I'm all over it. Can't resist. And then I just realised that I've been gluing on a Daphne's Diary poster, which I actually wanted, but it's fine. Now I think I do a bit more faffing with this one because I couldn't decide what to put on this colour. So going for a bit of a different look with this one. Some little bits from the magazines I've been collecting. A clock and a lady's head. Why not? Random bits and pieces added together can sometimes look quite nice. I'll still faff around for ages trying to get the layout right. And sometimes it never looks right, but it's just one of them things, isn't it? These things will move around the page, I don't know how many times before they get stuck down. And then I'll probably stick them in the wrong place. Oh, look, thinking time. You can have too many magazine scraps as well. I did try and get rid of some the other day because too much choice can sometimes make things take a lot longer. Which is something I'm already finding with my clothing situation, which you'll already know about if you follow my other channel. Oh, the clothing situation. It's the bane of my life. Does anyone else find it hard to get rid of stuff? Stuff that they like, but they don't wear anymore. I've got loads of them things. And I'm going to be brutal this week and take lots to the charity shop. I mean, it's not like I'd miss them if they're gone, is it? I'd love a wardrobe that just had, like, say, 20 options in it, and that was it. Has anyone ever downgraded the wardrobe drastically? So I really wanted to add on this butterfly, but it just felt too big for the page, and I didn't really know where to stick it. So we'll cut it down a bit first, and then see if we can add it on somewhere. But like I said, I always thought an abstract art would be so easy to do. Boy, I was wrong. It's going on here somewhere. I'm not going to be defeated. Excuse me. Can't shake this cough off. I've had it over a week. So I think clocks can sometimes add a bit of interest. And I wanted to cover that bit of writing up that said something about the Daphne's Diary on it or something like that. So I thought I would cover that up with the clock. It's just finding different little images that sort of have some kind of, you know, colour that matches something else in your background. That's what I always find works for me. Even if it's just a touch of something that goes with the rest. So in the end, I think I decided to fold my butterfly in half. Because it just wasn't going to fit on flat. So that's what we've done. Looks alright in the end. And I think we're on to the last one. Oh yeah, found another butterfly that might match. They go with everything, you know. If in doubt, add a butterfly. And I was lucky enough to get these two sets of, they're just quite thick cardstock that's got butterfly prints on. I think you was meant to make a bunting or something with them in the Daphne's Diary, but I didn't do that. It took me ages to pluck up the courage to cut up the Daphne's Diaries because it's such a gorgeous magazine. I didn't want to cut into it. And I don't know if I bought the whole of 2004 or 5, the whole set of Daphne's Diaries. I've not cut into them ones yet. Like I said, I'm a bit of a hoarder. Something I need to get over. I'll never be minimalist, I know that. So that butterfly was quite nice with the colour of the background, but we need a few other bits to add to the mix. Oh, a little photo frame, that's quite good. The brown goes well. There's a tiny touch of brown in the butterfly wings. I think we're going to go for that. But I'll turn the card round, I don't know how many times first. See which bits of colour poking through the background might look best. Look, here we go. Let's see how many times I turn this piece of paper around. Belly's rumbling. It's currently Thursday today when I'm editing this video, and I just can't wait for tomorrow because I have a day off on a Friday. And I just love it. I live for Fridays, basically. And I've got a bit of a yoga routine in my mind, what I'm thinking of doing. It's all about balance. Sorry, got sidetracked there. Go back to the picture. Sticking down this little frame. That was again from a kid's colouring book. You know, where you add like a picture into the frame yourself. Surprising where you get all your little bits from to use in your junk journaling. I'll look through anything to see if there's anything nice that I can pinch. Packaging from clothing's a good one as well. You know where you get your tags on your clothing? Sometimes them are quite nice and I'll keep them. So we've got a little stamp. And I'll try this out now a couple of times and it looks quite nice. The first time I hit it on the actual paper, it doesn't do a full print. You couldn't believe it, could you? I could, I was disappointed. So I did it again over the top and then I did a few more to make it look intentional that it didn't work. So we added a few more then around the sides, just a bit of interest in the other background. And I tend to always use like a dark brown ink. I don't know why, but I don't love black. I think I've got one ink pad that I really like and it's always this one. I'd like to get some more inks and some more dyes for adding in to different projects. So if you can recommend any that's not too expensive. So see, the stamping didn't go to plan, but it's fine. I think that's all I add onto this one, just the frame and the butterfly, because it looks like it's nearly full. We're seeing a bit more of the background on this one, which is quite nice. I think I stuck my butterfly a bit too far down. Would have looked better a bit higher up. Isn't it funny how you can tell that, you know, when you're looking back at the video, but when you stood over it, it looks all right. But then when you come out of the scene and you're looking back on the video, you find things you would have changed. So I'm just going to round the corners off with this little tool. So when you've got a square piece of paper, you can use these and it just gives you like a nice rounded edge. It was quite hard to do this paper though, I probably needed 2 hands. So it just takes that like very sharp corner off and gives it a round edge. It's quite hard to do on this watercoloured thick paper. See, it's really hard to do. And there was lots of little other embellishments that I might add to these at a later stage, but that would have meant going looking for a little box of little crafty bits, which I wasn't prepared to do at this particular time. But they did need a few extra little bits sticking on to make them a bit more, you know, a bit more texture, a bit more, like, I was going to say rise and fall, but it's not. A bit more, you know, not flat to the page, that's what I'm thinking. So I think that's them all done. And I don't mind them. The only one I'm not really chuffed on is the orange and bluey colour. I like this one, that's one of my faves. I think I'll go through them now and give you a little look of the end. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I like that one. I think the colours go well. I like this one as well. This one I don't like, but hey ho. I like this one. And I like this one. So yeah, the only one I don't like is the greeny, orangey, blue one. But you're not going to love everything that you create.